While you're scrolling through trading Twitter looking for the next setup, there's a trader in their home office running the same psychological drills that separate consistent profit from emotional gambling. They're drilling decision-making discipline right now in their bedroom, with free tools and a commitment you keep postponing. You have the same 24 hours. You're just not using them. Every tool you need is already installed between your ears. You've just been waiting for permission to use them. You need 4 exercises and 1 technique that rewires how you respond to profit and loss. 4 psychological exercises, 1 decision-making technique. 15 minutes. Let's fix that today. The pre-market visualization drill, the single most important mental exercise for training discipline before money is on the line. Every undisciplined trade happens in the gap between knowing your rules and following them. That gap is emotional interference. When you visualize specific scenarios before the market opens, you're literally pre-installing the correct response in your nervous system so that when the setup appears, execution is automatic. Here's how it works. Sit down 10 minutes before market open, screen off. Close your eyes, visualize your trading screen. Walk through 3 specific scenarios. Stop loss hit, profit target reached, position going against you. For each scenario, mentally rehearse the exact action. Close position. Move stop. Do nothing. Feel the emotional resistance. Acknowledge it. Execute the plan anyway in your mind. Do this for 5 minutes before every trading session. By day 7, you'll notice the 2-second decision gap getting longer. By day 30, executing your stop loss will feel mechanical instead of emotional. If you're already seeing how this applies to that stop loss you moved last week or the profit you took too early yesterday, hit that subscribe button right now, because the next 3 exercises are where most traders finally break their worst patterns. The community we're building here is traders who actually do the work, not just consume content. The post-trade emotional inventory, the discipline building exercise that 90% of trading psychology courses completely ignore. You don't break discipline randomly. You break it in response to specific emotional states: boredom, fear of missing out, revenge after a loss, euphoria after a win. Until you map to specific emotional triggers, you're fighting blind. This exercise builds a database of your personal discipline killers so you can see them coming before they cost you money. Here's the protocol. Immediately after closing any trade, winner or loser, open a blank document. Don't analyze the trade. Analyze what you effort felt. Write, before I entered, I felt blank. Bored, excited, anxious, confident, angry. Write, during the trade, I felt blank. Write, the emotional state that influenced my exit was blank. Label it, disciplined or emotional execution. Track the emotion to outcome pattern over 30 trades. After 20 trades tracked this way, you'll have a clearer picture of your emotional patterns than most traders get in 5 years. The moment you can predict your own discipline failures, you can prevent them. Now, before we go into the next 2 exercises, you need to understand something most trading educators will never tell you, because they've never seen the data. When I worked as a proprietary firm data analyst, I had unrestricted access to the back-end servers. I analyzed thousands of consistently funded traders to find the exact mathematical difference between the 1% who get huge payouts and the 99% who blow their accounts. I took all that classified data and put it into a book. Inside, you get the unrestricted server data from the top 4,000 traders, their exact trade frequency, win rates, risk-to-reward ratios, daily loss limits, everything. You get mechanical control strategies, practical step-by-step rules that physically force patience and stop overtrading dead. And you get the survival guide, the exact mindset shifts the top 1% use during drawdowns. It's time to mechanize your mind and take what's yours. The link to grab your copy is in the description right now. And if you pick up the tool I'm showing you later in this video, you get this book completely free. But more on that in a minute. The Decision Point Pause Protocol, the real-time technique that stops 80% of undisciplined trades before they happen. Discipline doesn't fail in the planning phase. It fails in the 2 seconds between feeling the urge and clicking the button. You know you shouldn't chase that breakout. You know you should take the stop loss. but your finger moves before your logic can intervene. This protocol trains a mandatory pause that lets your prefrontal cortex catch up to your impulse. Here's the system. Identify your 3 highest risk decision points, usually entering a trade, moving a stop loss, adding to a position. Create a physical intervention. Before clicking, place both hands flat on your desk for 10 seconds. During those 10 seconds, ask out loud, does this trade match my written plan? If you can't answer yes immediately, the answer is no. Only after the 10-second pause plus verbal confirmation do you touch the mouse. The first time you pause 10 seconds and then don't take the trade, you'll feel a wave of relief mixed with frustration. That's your emotional brain losing the fight. That's discipline winning. Count that as your first real rep. The weekly discipline audit, the pattern recognition exercise that compounds every other drill into long-term behavioral change. Trading discipline isn't built in single trades. It's built in pattern recognition across dozens of decisions. The weekly audit is where you zoom out from individual trades and see the systemic leaks in your discipline. Once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it, and that awareness is what creates change. Here's the process. Every Sunday, review your week's emotional inventory and trade journal. Create 2 lists, disciplined executions and disciplined breaks. For discipline breaks, identify the common thread: time of day, emotional state, setup type, consecutive wins or losses before. Write one specific protocol for next week targeting your biggest pattern. Example: if I'm trading after 2 p.m. and have taken 2 losses, I close the platform until tomorrow. After 4 consecutive weekly audits, you'll have a detailed map of your discipline architecture. You'll know exactly when, why, and how you break your rules. That knowledge is more valuable than any new strategy. Now here's the technique that makes all 4 exercises actually stick long-term. Environmental design. Elite discipline isn't about willpower. It's about making the disciplined choice the easy choice. Every disciplined failure happens in an environment that made the undisciplined choice easier. You overtrade because your platform is open all day. You break your stop because moving it takes 1 click. Environmental design means structuring your trading space, so discipline is the path of least resistance. Close your platform after your planned trades. Require a 10-second pause before any execution. Trade from a printed checklist. Make the undisciplined choice require extra steps, and the disciplined choice automatic. This week, audit your trading environment. What makes undisciplined trades easy? Remove it. What makes disciplined execution harder? Simplify it. Your environment should make following your rules feel inevitable and breaking them feel inconvenient. Now, everything I just showed you works, but you're still human. And on your worst emotional days, what if your trading platform physically prevented you from breaking your rules? That's exactly what the Alpha Equity Manager does. You don't need more indicators. You need forced discipline. The Hard Equity Shield is the most powerful feature. You're trading a $100,000 account. You predefine your maximum daily drawdown to 2%. You take a trade, the market spikes against you, and your floating loss hits exactly -2%. Instantly, the EA market closes every single open position and completely disables your buy and sell buttons for the rest of the day. You are physically locked out. And if you think you can just change that 2% to 3% to keep trading, you can't. The time-locked vault instantly rejects your emotional inputs and snaps your settings back to your locked rules. You cannot cheat the system. The pre-trade calculator shows your exact dollar risk before you even enter. Your account is practically bulletproof. The link to download Alpha Equity Manager is in the description, and if you grab it today, you get the book with all the proprietary firm data completely free as a bonus. If you're ready to secure your payouts and trade like a machine, do yourself a favor. Pre-market visualization to pre-install disciplined responses before money is on the line. Post-trade emotional inventory to map the exact triggers that break your rules. Decision point pause protocol to interrupt impulse before it becomes execution. Weekly discipline audit to identify patterns and build targeted countermeasures. Environmental design to make discipline automatic, not optional. 4 exercises. 1 technique, 20 minutes a day, 0 cost, 0 excuses. The trader making consistent withdrawals from the same market where you're breaking even, they're not special. They just train their discipline exactly like you now know how to do. 4 exercises. Starting tomorrow morning. No more waiting for the right course or the perfect setup. Your discipline isn't taking another day off. Now go work.